What got me into insurance was my grandfather. So grandfather was a American National life insurance agent. He worked the debit many years ago. He used to go door to door sales, selling life insurance. So that's what got my family into the business. And then my dad was an agent for Allstate for 25 years. My uncle was an Allstate agent for 25 years. And so it's just in the blood. My dad did not want me to be an Allstate agent, but after interviewing different companies, Allstate had the best contract, so I decided to go forward with Allstate. My daily routine is body, mind, and soul has kind of been my big thing. And so start with the body, wake up every morning, work out, do really hard things first thing in the morning. The rest of the day is super easy from there. It's that work ethic, man. And you got to wake up early, because if you don't, I can't work out in the middle of the day because my phone is just ringing nonstop. I can feel good about myself. I can get a good sweat in. That way, again, the rest of the day is downhill from there. Start really hard. But it applies to the business as well. You got to do the things you don't want to do first thing. I get my faith in. After that, I do the sauna and do a little Bible study in there for myself. Listen to the Word, and then start with. So that's fixes the soul situation for me, and then work, and then just put the time in, work hard for those hours I'm actually working, and then that way I can spend time with my kids after 4 o'clock. Every Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. just a bunch of dads get together, review the Word, talk about their struggles as a dad, what they're struggling with. And so having, a group of guys to be able to share with what's going on and know that other people are going through the same thing you're going through is critical. It just so happens that two of the guys in the group are State Farm agents. Happen to be some of my best friends now through this Bible study, but sharing what's going on in my life with other guys is amazing. And people who are going to give me spiritual advice, not just worldly advice, is critical to that. There was a pastor who spoke not long ago, and he said, I'll tell you where your passion is based off of your calendar and your checkbook. Okay, those two things. So do you calendar time for your family? Do you calendar time for marketing? Do you calendar time for working out? It's literally putting it on your calendar, what you're gonna do on a daily basis, dedicating time to my family, dedicating time to my soul, dedicating time to my body, dedicating time to my business. And so in my opinion, calendaring everything out really reflect what your passions are. Kids are a priority, so I want to make sure that 4 o'clock I can shut it all down and focus on them the rest of the day and give them that time that I have for the next few years that I have them. And so I try to bring some positive into the day, so start the day off with something positive. What are you thankful for? All right, girls. What are you thankful for? Eden, we'll start. What are you thankful for? Genevieve, what are you thankful for? Sleep? Utensils? And you heard them. They say stupid things like food, my bed, but that small things are important, you know what I mean? So to them, every day they know I'm gonna ask them, what are you thankful for? And so, because if I'm not here 5 years from now, they're gonna wake up every morning and think, Dad always asks me, what am I thankful for? So hopefully when they wake up in the morning in the future, they'll think, what am I thankful for? And I wanna be the dad who, when my kids look back, I was at every softball game, every volleyball game, every track meet, and there to take them to those practices, take them to school as well. So yeah, just calendaring everything and making it a priority. My youngest daughter is on the freshman team, and then it was senior night at our school. My daughter's worked her butt off her whole life to be a starter on a state championship volleyball team. And so we got to go on the court last night with the whole family and recognize her for being a senior, going to Baylor, and all the other girls on her team as well, to just be recognized for their hard work and all the things they've done. And so we got to go on the court last night with my entire family, take pictures, recognize her for all of her hard work. So it was awesome. It was a great event last night. The legacy that I'm trying to leave behind is for my daughters, right? To marry a man who's hardworking, who's passionate, who cares about his kids, follows God, and puts his wife first. So yeah, I'm gonna start crying. But anyway, that's what it's about, man. Is being an example for my kids of a good man. A good godly man, a good godly father, a good godly business owner who helps people and gives people second stories. So that's a legacy I want to leave behind is that. And as far as the community goes, knowing that these guys or Paul or this team will take really good care of you. They're not just going to sell you a policy. They're going to be there for you. They're going to answer the phone when things happen. So that's, as far as the community goes, just always giving back. We talked about Barnabas Connection this morning. I really feel passionate about, a single mother out there who's trying to pay bills right now while economy is going up and their salary is staying the same, helping people out like that who are struggling, and using the resources that God has given us, and as God has blessed His business to help other people like that, financially, physically. So we do a charity with Sacred Share, and it's a dedicated charity just for widows. So when widows lose their spouses, we've seen through the insurance business, widows, they don't pay their bills because they don't know what bills are being paid, right? Their husband took care of everything, so now all of a sudden their policies are canceling. And so that kind of helped the progression of that. But, giving to Sacred Share, giving to Barnabas Connection, things like that to help provide resources for others. I may not be able to have the time to do it, but at least I can provide, monetary resources to help people so they can do it. We do the coffee meetups on Tuesday mornings. We do it because, again, it's part of the process. It's sowing seeds. We've been sowing seeds in this meeting for many years. And so we've had 3 people show up, we've had 5 people show up, but there's always new realtors showing up, new lenders showing up, new title people, new insurance agents. I mean, I've recruited 2 people from that group who I could tell were hustlers because they showed up at the meeting every Tuesday. I could tell that they were go-getters because they wake up early in the morning and they show up for that kind of stuff. And so I've recruited people from that meeting. There's insurance agents in there who attend as well. I'm happy for them to be there because not all insurance agents can do everything we can do. So they can't do a house that's, in a fire class code 10, or they can't do an investor in the name of LLC. They can't do this. I can do that kind of stuff. And so I build relationships with those people, and hopefully they'll give me some business, and maybe I can exchange with them as well. So it's just sowing seeds into different people, into different industries. I met some really cool people in that group that I have a client who's got a situation. I can say, hey, there's a guy who does this. It's about building relationships. Everyone's a potential client, or everyone's a potential referral source for me. So the benefits of the relationships versus the lead purchasing for me personally is my retention ratio is higher than most agents out there, ranging between 90-92% retention ratio. Our loss ratio is super low because we're bringing on good clients who are not just shoppers. Our premium is significantly higher than most people because we're selling good quality products. And so they value relationships, they value professionalism, and they value our advice. And so in most situations, in leads and mailers, they're there for a price. These people are buying for value. They're buying to protect their assets, and so they're better clientele. So I think the lead program is great. I think it's awesome. It's just hard for me to justify spending this much money for this return on your investment when I can spend this much money and get a much higher return on my investment, build a relationship forever. You know what I mean? And so these people sit in business for years and years and years to come.
We are at Meridian, and we meet every Tuesday morning. It's Cribs Over Coffee, and we talk about random stuff. We actually never talk about work. We talk about life and just meeting new people and making connections, networking.
For newer agents or just agents wanting to adapt to this model, what I would say is this is not an immediate fix. This is not a buy a lead, get an immediate result. This is sowing the seed, planting the seed, watering the seed, and then so my advice is stick to it, be consistent. You have to plan your schedule out to do this on a weekly basis or a daily basis. When people buy leads and people that kind of stuff, they make those phone calls, they have processes to follow up with those phone calls. You gotta do the same thing on this side of the business. So it's just starting. It's just going out and meeting a realtor, going to a Chamber of Commerce event and meeting someone, and then learning how to take advantage of that relationship, build a relationship, and be consistent about it. And so what I would say to the people out there who are new is pick a day, pick a chunk of time, just be consistent about it, and go out there and meet people and talk to people and stuff like that. I have one mortgage company, it's the biggest mortgage company in town, called the Supreme Lending. I knocked on the doors for 7 years, taking cookies for 7 years, and never got a referral from them. And then finally, the nationwide agent who was there forever, paying them for stuff, went out of business. And all of a sudden they're like, hey, you've been hitting us for 7 years, all our business goes to you. So it took 7 years of planting seeds in order for me to be able to get the business from them. So like I said, it's not immediate. It's a part of your process that builds and builds and builds, and then it grows to the point where, like we are now, where it's just consistent every day. I'm all out of cookies. So the gun range is something that we started a few years ago. I'm passionate about protection. A lot of realtors spend a lot of time in open houses with people they don't know. They have showings of random people that they may not know. And so to me, that seems unsafe. And so I wanted to bring some sort of program to them to be able to protect them while they're inside of a house, or just give them the confidence to protect themselves, one of the two. And so at the gun range yesterday, there was, the first group was 3 realtors, 3 big realtors I wanted to build a relationship with. So we had kind of a private event just for them. And then after that, we had a bigger event of open realtors of 15 realtors. Most of those were females. And so we do it to teach them to protect themselves. Most of them have weapons of protection that they have not used in years. And so it's good practice for them to practice, their tool. And then also new people who've never shot before, teaching them how to do it. We've got some tools that are, we call them the smile makers. You know what I mean? They shoot them and they can't help but just laugh and turn around and be so excited. You can build a bond with someone that you can't duplicate over lunch or coffee or golf by someone putting their life in your hands and trusting you with their life in their hands to shoot guns, and make them feel confident. And we're bringing them value. But also people there were also partners of mine, friends of mine who are also in the business, mortgage brokers, roofers, title companies. And so they help to bring more realtors to the event that I don't know. So they're also bringing new people to the events as well. And they call me back and say, hey, I want to come back and practice. And so now they're coming to me. Instead of me, going to them, they're coming to me now. And then we're providing education. So they kind of feel like they owe us something. So they send us referrals because we taught them how to shoot. They want to come back again, so they send us referrals so they can come back, stuff like that. So it's really good. It's been very, very impactful, and very, very big in this town. And what they spend $100 on one lead for a live transfer, I spend $100 on bullets and build a relationship and build a partnership and something that's going to pay me for sure for the future. And so yeah, it's just a much more effective way of spending dollars. It paid for itself immediately. Like $100 for bullets was an automatic leads over to my people. Most of my team have been recruited through these type of networking functions. My CFO, my COO, she worked for VRBO, met her through the volleyball program. She was working for VRBO as an operations manager and was just never seeing her kids. And so she got to find opportunity to be able to be at the office and run our operations, because I'm not good at operations. We've got 5 amazing salespeople some of them are outside sales doing what I'm doing, marketing and networking and building relationships, and some are inside sales, just taking phone calls, cross sales, stuff like that. We got an amazing customer service team. All of them have amazing stories of where they came from, how they came to us, but they're all just hardworking people. Each month we have a passion projects, and so we try to do things to, like in the past, I've always given to charities of my choice, but this year, through prayer, decided to give my team an opportunity to talk about what they're passionate about. So each month, my team brings forward to us a passion project. So each month we contribute $5,000 to their passion project, but it keeps them engaged. It keeps them knowing that what we're doing is valuable and they're bringing something to this world as well. So it's great. It's great, an amazing team. The most passionate employees that I have are second chances. Something happened in their life where they may not be hireable somewhere else, but we give them a second chance. God tells us to forgive, forgive what they did. So the property, I've always struggled with trying to bring value to realtors. So my biggest thing is there's 1 million insurance agents in the city of Austin, okay? So I had to try to find something that brought value to them so they appreciated us. And so many years ago when I started, there was a property tour in South Austin that I attended. I didn't like the format of it because it was a caravan, so all the cars follow each other to get to all the houses. Well, the first house had 10 realtors. Second house had 10 realtors, third house had 9 realtors, and by the time you get to the 10th house, there's only 4 or 5 realtors there, and they're upset because they've seen all these houses and now it gets the last one, everyone's peeled off, you know what I mean? And so I didn't like that format, so I decided to put everybody onto a bus. So you're locked into a bus. So you got 13 realtors on a bus for 3 hours, and so if you can't sell yourself or sell your value for 3 hours on a bus, then you're not good at what you do anyway. And so the property tour brings value to the realtors. We have 10 to 13 realtors on every bus, 3 times a week, and we go look at houses they're the selling agent trying to sell their house, but they need feedback on their property to try to get the house sold. So lowering the price, painting walls, decluttering, stuff like that. So they've been telling their client this for a long time. Now they have 10 realtors saying, you need to paint the wall, you need to lower the price. And so it's bringing value to the realtors. We provide 2 hours of CE education for attending the tour. So we're providing with education. So I'm not leading with sales. I'm not trying to sell them anything. I'm just saying, hey, that roof right there is 12 years old. It's not gonna be insurable. That tree right there is touching the house. We can't take care of it. It's not gonna be insurable. Or, hey, there's a grill right here. I would recommend moving the grill here, stuff like that. That way, I'm seeing things from an insurance perspective. They're seeing things from a real estate perspective. I see things from an insurance perspective. So I'm giving advice and educating, building rapport through education versus through sales. I can't send leads to lenders because by the time people call me, they already found a house. And so to my lender partners, different lender every week, my lenders come on there and they're able to sell to the realtors, you know, to 12 realtors on the bus about what they're doing, stuff like that, bringing value. But to me, it reinforces the relationship with the lender that I'm putting in front of 12 realtors. I can't bring a referral, but I can put it in front of 12 realtors who can send you a lot of business. And so same thing with a construction company who oversees projects. When people need to sell their house and it doesn't look good, he can make the house look good so it can sell. Roofers, stuff like that. So bring people on there to bring value to the realtors, but it also brings me value too. They bring people as well. The property tour is amazing. I mean, we're very widely known around Austin. Now there are a lot of people trying to duplicate what we do. Other insurance agents, other Allstate agents out there trying to duplicate what we do. So which is amazing. I think it's the greatest flattery that these guys are out there trying to duplicate what we do. So I'm glad it brings value to other people. I've had other insurance agents or Allstate agents come to town and see what we do. So I love having people see what we do and help people out. So it helps everybody. This past 2 weeks ago, we were in Orlando for a conference and I was talking to Justin. I was like, man, I want to scale, but I can't scale because of how I do it. Should I buy leads? Should I buy mailers? What should I do to scale to the next level? And after some long talks with him, we decided that I'm really good at what I do, which is property tours and values. And so we're taking my property tour and we're expanding it outside of the city of Austin. And so 2 of my people who are the outside salespeople are starting their own tours outside of my area. So Danielle, who's on property tour today, and Jessica on my team is also starting her own tour out. She lives out in Dripping Springs area, and so she's gonna be starting a tour out there. And then Danielle will be doing one kind of more North Austin like that. And so we're starting to scale it and trust. The biggest deal is trusting these team members to do as good of a job as we do. But they've seen me do the tour so many times now that they know what to do. So now we're gonna start giving them the authority to do their own tours in certain areas. And so we're now at the scalable point where we feel like we can relinquish control to do outside of that. So those people out there who are, you know, maybe don't have as much money when they're first getting started, I don't pay for the bus. I don't pay for the tour. The tour costs me nothing. It costs me my employee who runs the tour, that's it. The roofer helps pay for the bus. The contractor helps pay for the bus. The title company brought mimosas. The roofing company brought the tacos. So it cost me nothing, you know, except for my employee who actually sets everything up for us. And so that's a great thing about the tour. We're bringing value, but also bringing value to the vendors who help me to pay for the situation. So it's super cheap to do as well. It costs me nothing. So what I do different than everybody else is relationships and people. I love people. I love stories. I love helping people as well. I know that's kind of corny saying I want to help everybody, but I actually truly like helping people, connecting people with other people, helping other people's businesses flourish as well, because we all flourish together. You know what I mean? The best story I can tell you, there's a realtor here in town named Jana Luff, okay? I met her, she was working for a realtor, just typing up, and she was a mom. And then one day she decided to go off on her own. And because she's a new realtor, no one wanted to kind of help her out. But I was like, oh, I'll help you out. Any question you have? She was calling me every day. Hey, I got questions. How does insurance work here? What should I do here about insurance? And now she's one of the biggest realtors in this area. And so helping people that doesn't value me at all has ended up being really good. And so what separates me from a lot of other business models is just relationships and caring on people, loving on people, and then you know, reaping the results of that situations. There's a famous realtor out there who makes a lot of money talking about pop-bys, okay? Pop-bys. And my dad, the reason why I do it is because my dad did it for 30 years, okay? So growing up as a kid, every Wednesday night, my mom was making chocolate chip cookies. My entire counter of our kitchen was full of chocolate chip cookies. And my dad would go around and he would visit realtors for years upon years upon years, just sowing seeds in these real estate communities. And so I do it because my dad did it. I just do it better. I've been doing cookies for 16 years now. They know I'm gonna be consistent. And if I'm not consistent, they will call me and say, hey man, where's my cookies? Where you been? They know as a person I'm gonna be consistent. My business is gonna be consistent. The cookies are hilarious because I don't go around dropping off a plate of cookies to real estate companies. I walk around into each office and I give them one cookie because it's like crack. They want it again in 2 weeks. When I come back in a week or 2 weeks from now, they want that cookie. They're not gonna take two, they're gonna get one. It's just a pop by for us. It's an opportunity to be in front of people. So it's great. It's become a thing. And the great thing about the real estate community is people are moving, constantly moving. And so when they move to new places, they call me and say, hey Paul, I'm here now, bring me cookies over here. And so it opens up doors to new real estate offices and new mortgage offices as well. And so it's been great because I can get into anywhere I want to go around town. I'd also give advice about focusing on realtors. A lot of my friends who do what I do, they focus on lenders. And I think lenders are great, but lenders are the second step of the process. The first step of the process is the realtor. The realtor says to use this lender, this title company, this inspector, this roofer, okay, this insurance agent. And so what I found was if a realtor says to use this person, they're gonna use that person most likely. If the lender also says, hey, I also work with that guy and I'm being referred by the realtor and the lender, it's a guaranteed close, okay? So focus on realtors over lenders. Lenders are great, but realtors direct everything and their referral and their opinion matters more than the lenders do. And sometimes lenders will shop you out with other insurance companies to get a cheaper price. But once the lenders come to you, so now the lenders come to me, like, hey Paul, can I be on your property tour? Hey Paul, I hear you're working with, Tim Landy. Can I get in front of Tim Landy? Can you introduce me to Tim Landy? And so now we've become the place to go to versus me chasing lenders. Lenders are coming to us now, which is huge. If we're not talking about Slocum School and like where should they start? They should start really at the Chamber of Commerce. And it's a good place to meet realtors. There's always realtors there. Start there by doing your local stuff and meeting realtors. There's a thing called the Austin Board of Realtors. The Board of Realtors in your city is an amazing resource. They've got all their calendar lists on there. They've got the property tours. So if you want to try a property tour, you can maybe attend someone else's property tour and sponsor it. That way you can be on a bus or part of it, something like that. So the Board of Realtors, Austin Board of Realtors is obviously what I use, but the Boston Board of Realtors or the Dallas Board of Realtors, they all have this group. Going to that website and seeing what they got going on, calling and seeing what you can sponsor is a great, easy way to get in front of realtors really quickly. So I think that's probably the easiest, fastest way to get in front of someone. But everyone knows a realtor. The one thing you'll see about me, that you'll notice is every Wednesday, I'm delivering cookies. Every Wednesday morning, I'm doing property tour. Every day is scheduled out to do marketing and to build relationships.